And I'd like to present our next award to Paul D. Koch for significant contributions to complex wastewater treatment and water supply engineering systems. Every year, our faculty and students work on water projects in Africa, Mexico, and other developing countries. We understand how valuable water is to a community, and we appreciate how Paul's work in water and wastewater treatment designs and systems has contributed to improving the quality of life for society. A pioneer in the development of an application of technology for environmental engineering and water resources projects, Paul's career has spanned planning, design, construction of facilities, and facility management and consulting. He has published or delivered more than 80 professional papers, publications, and presentations, and chaired local and national boards and committees of professional societies. Paul has assumed many different kinds of responsibilities over the course of his career, including 2 years as a commissioned officer in the U.S. Public Service Health Service, 43 years as a consulting engineer, owner, corporate officer, and chief engineer of 3 consulting companies. He has been a registered engineer in 6 states, a certified wastewater treatment plant operator, and a board-certified environmental engineer. Today, he's a private consultant, supporting the efforts of several firms across the country to provide engineering, construction, and IT services. Staunch supporters of the University of Illinois, Paul and his wife Barbara are life members of the Alumni Association and are also President Council members of the University of Illinois Foundation. In addition, Paul has mentored student athletes in his profession through the DIA's CHAMPS program and delivered more than a dozen technical and professional presentations and lectures on this campus. Paul has served as a member of the College of Engineering Dean's Club, as well as the College of Engineering Advisory Board. He and his wife Barbara established the Koch Academic Scholarship in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. He was president of the Civil and Environmental Engineering Alumni Association Board, where he spearheaded the development of his strategic plan and chaired the alumni relations and alumni student mentoring committees. Paul has been honored by the university as a distinguished alumnus of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, a Chi Epsilon Alpha Chapter honorary member, and a UIAA, which is the Alumni Association Loyalty Award recipient. He was recently selected as the 2012 University of Illinois Distinguished Service Award, which will be presented at the university commencement ceremonies on May 13th. In addition to Paul and Barbara's being here, their family is also able to be with us today. Doug Koch and his wife Mia, with their son Henry, and the newest addition to the family, Thomas Patrick. Greg Koch and his wife Patricia Kennedy, with their daughters Mary Claire and Grace, are also here. And now I'm pleased to recognize Paul Koch today with the College of Engineering Alumni Award for Distinguished Service.
Thank you very much. It's certainly a pleasure to be here, and as my predecessor said, it's truly an honor to be associated with all these fine individuals who are excellent representatives of the University of Illinois. And I'd like to thank the Dean, the selection committee, in particular the head of the Department of Civil Environmental Engineering, Dr. Amar El-Nashi, and Mark Rood for supporting my nomination. It's completely amazing and hard for me to imagine such a situation. And I also like to thank my family who are here and were introduced. Hi, Gracie. They're all coming on to be Illini, even though we had to have one of our sons be a missionary to Indiana and Northwestern, but and Henry's going to be the engineer. Legos is his passion. Now, Thomas Patrick, however, has put on a few pounds in the last month of his life, so Coach Beckman will be over with a letter of intent shortly after this meeting. I'd also like to thank, as several of the prior recipients indicated, posthumously the late Dr. Richard Engelbrecht. As the students here that are part of this institution, I'm sure will feel and know everyone in this room is an Illini. And many years ago, decades ago, Dr. Engelbrecht suggested I get involved with the university and supported those efforts, and I'm, believe me, forever indebted to him for that. The return on that investment is horrendously larger than any service or information or capabilities we've tried to provide back to the university. So the return on that investment is remarkable, and I encourage you all to do that. Now, unlike Bud, I knew what I wanted to do when I came here. There you go, Bud. I knew I wanted to play second base in the professional baseball leagues. I got an engineering degree in case that didn't work out. When my lifetime batting average was less than my ATC score, you said, you know, I probably got to go here. So I've done that, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. And that part of my life is certainly a part of my education here at the university. So it's more than the technical presentations and opportunities we meet, but it's our outside the academic environment that we should also take advantage of. And for students who are here, I don't want to keep everybody any longer in that sense, but for the students who are here, I don't know, I'm glad I was last or later on the agenda because my tears have dried from that initial video. It was phenomenal. I encourage Molly and the dean to take that over to DIA and use that for some of the ads in the football and basketball games because it really speaks to what this place is all about. And it was phenomenal, and I loved it. And so the students, besides those things I've just said, we know that the engineering word of choice these days is sustainability. And I was fortunate enough at the courteous request of Dr. Rood to speak as the keynote speaker on sustainability at one of the environmental engineering conferences a few years ago. And I tried to conclude those remarks, not necessarily just on the technical issues of sustainability, but you're all leaving here. And everybody in this room, as I indicated, are part of your team. And I encourage all of you, and I'm speaking to the choir for those of you, and I thank all of you who have given all their time and effort and scholarships and endowments. We didn't have them when I was here. The state used to pay a lot more for our education. They don't do that anymore, and they're critical to being able to bring the best and the brightest here and to keep the best and the brightest teaching. But for your students, when you think about sustainability, don't just think about it in the way that you're taught or from an engineering standpoint. Think about what it's going to take to sustain this institution for the people that follow you so we can continue to bring here the best and the brightest. And the remarks earlier regarding being of service to the world needs that kind of support. My dad never really understood when he had an engineer who couldn't either hit or turned out to be a sanitary engineer, not an environmental engineer. I don't think he ever appreciated either one. I'm just kidding, I'm sure he did. I mean, when you make your life in sewers and sludge, and again, that should be, you know, that should be an indication that all of you who are, and the other disciplines that were represented, all of you who are students here, if I can get up here for that, with that background, you're all candidates, believe me. So anyway, you know, I know we're getting close to the end, and I do appreciate it. It's remarkable, it truly is, and don't ever forget when you go to Berkeley or Stanford or Harvard, the final cry is, and we don't have dancing trees as mascots, okay? So the defining cry is, "Go Illini!" Thanks, guys.